Well, this will be kind of a short one. I have this shed, and I want to build a, I guess you could call it a veranda. It's a roof that starts off that wall, and that's it. It's just a roof, comes across to here. The other end will be blanked off because I'm going to have an air compressor sitting there, and I wanted it kind of in shelter. This end will be open, that end will be open. I want to park the tractor in here, you know, a wheelbarrow, cement mixer, stuff will be under a roof. And how do you do that when the building wasn't designed to have a roof like this? This was my idea how to do it. There are girts or purlins every 4 feet, starting at the bottom, 4 feet up, 8 feet, 12 feet, and then at the very top. Well, my roof's going to be somewhere between 8 feet and 12 feet. I can't get to the wall on the inside because it's all, I've got it sheeted over. I didn't want to disassemble the wall on the inside and bolt stuff into the girts. So how do you do it when the roof's going to join halfway in between them? This is what I came up with. This is roughly 8.5 inches by 2.5 inches. You see how thick that is. Those are the girts that are inside the wall there. So it's pretty robust stuff. This is another size. It's the same stuff. It's called a C purlin or a C channel or something. These are formed metal. This is from a smaller building. This is another offcut. And that's what I made the brackets from. It's the same thickness material, but I think that's like 3.5 inches by 1.25, something like that. And that's the bracket that I've made. These are just over 4 feet. This is 50 inches. 50 inches long end to end. I did this pitch on this roof is a 1.5 in 10. So every 10 feet goes 1.5. Every 10 feet goes 1.5 in pitch. These flat plates are just offcuts from some other purlins that I had. Offcuts. Welded them on, and yeah, ugly welds, but they'll hold. And on the end of each, I've drilled these 4 holes. And what I'm using are self-tapping screws. They're number 12, about that long. You can call them tech screws. It's got I can't remember what size drive that is, but it's a common thing. And I'm using 8 of those. It's 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. And how much holding strength does that have? I'm not sure. However, I'm thinking that bracket, 2 of these bolts per bracket, and that'll be holding on the 2x10 joist that goes across there, or whatever you want to call it, header. So yeah, bolt 2 of these. There's 1 of these every 3 feet. It's 40 feet long. There's 14 of these. So this is not scientific, but I think it'll hold. I know there's a lot of wind around here, but I'm believing these self-tapping screws. These bolts, the 2x10s, I'm running 2x8 rafters between these, and they're every 2 feet. I think it'll be robust enough. Okay, so this screw, I'm assuming, is straight into the middle of the girt that's behind here. And I've made a little piece of wood that spaces this. This is 1 inch. And that'll put that bracket, the bottom of it, 1 inch below this hole. And so far it's worked out on all of those. All the holes that I pre-drilled in that bracket have all gone into the girt. So there's 8 solid mountings, 4 here, 4 up top. So I'll continue that. I'll mark it here. Kind of a multi-step process. I have to remove existing self-tapping screws from the siding and then mark it. And then I have to get the bracket, drag it up here, put it in the right spot, screw it in place at one place in the bottom and then one place in the top. And from there it goes really easy. Just the first two are kind of difficult. I'm just lining these up with the corrugations in the metal, and that should be level enough. I have to pre-drill one of these holes because I can't get enough pressure on it to use. The self-tapper doesn't want to go in very easy, so I self-tap, drill one of these, pre-drill it, and then after that point I can pull onto the bracket itself and push the self-tapper through. Okay, rinse and repeat. Well, I think that worked out okay. 14 brackets every 3 feet, 2 by 10, 2 bolts each bracket. Yeah, it's going to work all right. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.